The View star Joy Behar has always presented herself as being fearless and never against speaking her mind. During a recent episode of The View's podcast Behind the Table, Joy revealed that she didn't feel the same way about her co-host as her fellow panel did. Amid the audio show, View co-host Joy, 80, and the morning show's executive producer Brian Teta, 47, took a ride down memory lane. The pair began reminiscing about the late Barbara Walters, an iconic journalist who was a central figure on The View from its inception until 2014. Barbara came up when they were talking about how they tried to stay on time for each episode at a certain point. It was joked on the podcast that former View panelist Sherri Shepherd, 56, had teased when she was a co-host that the reason they were on time was because of Barbara. Apparently, Sherri confessed that Barbara would kill them if they were late. Joy specified on the show that even though Barbara was looked at as intimidating and feared by her counterparts, Barbara never ruffled her feathers. "I was never afraid of Barbara. I used to go to her house for dinner," Joy divulged. "I used to tease her. I've never been afraid of Barbara. Not me," she added, revealing everyone else was afraid of the legendary TV personality. Brian asked Joy if Barbara would induce fear in people in general, to which Joy clarified people would be intimidated more than afraid of Barbara. On the record, the Behind the Table podcast has been home to some big revelations lately. Joy's co-host Sunny Hostin, 54, admitted during an episode last week that she and Joy had a relationship that extended beyond work. A former CNN analyst's disclosure came amid the moderators discussing their approach to the famed Hot Topics segment. Sunny unveiled that she's often a blurter on the show, much like Joy. "Joy is a blurter too. We have that in common. Joy and I feel like, are the most alike on the panel, actually," she expressed. The program's producer, Brian, explained that Sunny's tidbit was interesting, which seemed to encourage her to drop more facts about the crew. "Yeah, I do. We agree on most things, believe it or not, and I spend a lot of time with her outside the studio," Sunny said of her and Joy's relationship. "I think a lot of people don't know that either. I go to lunch with her, I go to Sag Harbor with her, I go to her house, I drop by and we blurt. I regret my blurts, but she does not." Sunny seemed not to let Joy's past shadiness toward her affect their bond. Joy's jabs. Last year, Joy joked that she's been trying to get rid of her co-host. It came after fans demanded that the show fire Whoopi Goldberg for her controversial remarks about the Holocaust. Joy made the comments after former co-host Sherri appeared on an episode back in July. "Sherri, you always wanted your own show, right?" asked Joy, referring to the View alum's new talk show, Sherri, which premieres in September. However, before Sherri could answer, Joy continued, "Well, who doesn't?"